I just want you to picture something with me. You know, the mole recipe got created in the 1800s in the state of Puebla. This is Central Mexico. And I just can picture myself cooking in this huge cazuela. And then another comadre over here say, oh, put something like this. And, oh, Hugo, put a little bit of that. And then, all besides, they try it. This is what I picture. Oh my God, you know, we ruined the recipe. Let's fix it. Let's put chocolate, you know. So chocolate come and rescue the recipe. The last ingredient that go in the mole is chocolate. I born in Mexico City in 1965. I grew up in Mexico City until I was 8 years old. And it was very hectic, you know, in a big city like that. And it was very, not like a good memories. At the age of 9 years old, I had the opportunity to go to live with my grandmother in the mountains. And then obviously it changed, you know, from being into a big city, go to a very small town of about 1,000 people, probably less, in the top of the mountains, and no electricity, just candle light, and that was about it. Just animals and the land, a lot of work. Being so far of civilization, I have the great opportunity to see how, you know, how it's done from working the land, cultivating, and then harvest the land, and then dry the corn, for example, and make into a masa. And in those days, my grandmother had a metate. She got in her knees on the ground. That's how she ground all the peppers and the corn and the spices to make her sauces. So, you know, that was very special to me. And my grandmother and myself were like peas and carrots. We're always together. I have a cousin that was here in Houston, and he's been sending these letters to his mom. And it happened to be that I was reading these letters to her. And he was saying that it was so different than Mexico, and it was so much opportunity here. I was 18 at the time. So one day we went to the bus station coming north and bought my ticket, and we just came. I remember telling my dad, it's time for me to leave. You know, necessity is what it push you, you know, to go and find opportunity somewhere else, and that's what I did. So I embarked myself and came north. I endured a lot. It was very difficult. But I have a great inspiration on my grandmother. So no matter what how bad the situation is, to just continue and believe and continue to go forward. No matter what the life throw at her, she always delivered and made something out of nothing. I never look back. I came over here, and first I think I got my second win, and then I find my second life. When I got to Back Street, I washed dishes by hand and did whatever you need to be asked for to do. I always say, yes, because I didn't know how to say anything else in English. So I always say yes. That is what it opened the opportunity for the owner to see that I was eager to learn. One day she asked me if I would like to enroll in the culinary school at Houston Community College. So I told them, of course, yes. 15 years later, I had the great opportunity to open a regional Mexican restaurant which carried my name, called Hugo's. I remember some local writers don't give it as a chance. course, there were some nights, Tracy and I, where we cannot sleep, thinking about we don't make it. We were scared. And of course, we talk about what if people don't understand the food. We open on a Thursday. We have about 2 tables. And of course, we're there since like 5 in the morning preparing this Mexican food and, tamales and barbacoa. At some point, I think Tracy got pretty worried and discouraged, and so she called me. And then she said, Hugo, I don't know if this is going to work. We have only 2 tables all day long, and you have about 20 cooks in the kitchen. I did not know what to say to her, except to keep going. Saturday around midday, we have a line at the door. So we run out of food by Sunday around 2 o'clock. We cannot serve anymore, we didn't have any food. So that was the experience of opening, going from feeling small and small by the minute to like completely chaos to like run out of food around 2 o'clock on Sunday. 16 years later, we had come long ways and we learned so much, and it gave us the opportunity to open a couple more restaurants, and it's just a wonderful experience. When I was very scared or concerned, I always remember, how my grandmother made something out of nothing, on the top of the mountains where it's so difficult. When I became a citizen, that's another triumphant moment in my life. And I thank this country, so much, for giving me that opportunity. There is no other country like America, and there is no other city like Houston.
When I came here, I was 16 years old in 1985, and it was the hardest thing to do. There was no Spanish people.